Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bad Moon's Orbit. I am, as always, your collegiate battle mage, Dalton Montgomery.
And I'm the devil of Hell's Kitchen, Darian Smart.
Ooh, topical.
Yeah, all right, thank you. I mean, it won't be by the time the episode comes out,
That's
but
true.
Sure.
And we are back again today for our first third-part episode. The first time we've had to go to 3. There's just so much city stuff.
So much city stuff.
Deservedly. It's very neat. I'm a big fan of Sigmar, as you can surmise by the previous 2 episodes. And today we have kind of an interesting third part, because while this was originally planned to just be a Famous Faces episode, we're also going to be talking about, in the interim between last episode being recorded and this recording, we had the Adepticon previews, which is where we saw a bunch of new stuff for the Cities of Sigmar range. We got gate gargants and cog forts and all sorts of neat stuff.
And a stream that didn't work.
Yep. Oh, that stream was awful. But so we're going to blend some of that stuff into the beginning of this episode, where Adepticon gave us 2 more famous faces that we're going to get to talk about. And then also we're going to talk about some of the just like normal stuff that was real Adepticon, because if you're looking at it and you're going like, dang, that looks cool, I want to be able to get that info to you, because I think that's fun.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, Darian, do you have a game thing you'd like to talk about this week?
Yeah, so recently, Dalton and I went to a friend's birthday. We went out for drinks, and it was lovely. And we're heading over, and we're walking, and I've taken out my phone, and I've got the camera on reverse so I can touch up my lipstick a little bit before we arrive. And as I'm doing that, Dalton tells me, oh, by the way, here's the big twist from the game we were playing a year ago that fell apart. And I get to see my face contort with shock and horror when I hear what Dalton Montgomery was planning in our Girl by Moonlight session. And that sounds like, why would Dalton say that out of the blue? He didn't. I had asked him another thing about a different Girl by Moonlight campaign we'd been playing that also ended unceremoniously, because I was curious. I was like, what was with the cow thing?
Yeah.
And Dalton told me all the fun things. I'm like, that's awesome. I love it. And then we got there, and I had let the topic go because I was like, I have no further questions. And Dalton's like, by the way, the villains were your player characters from the future. And it just, and I wheeled back like 6 feet. 12 feet, just far away. So I was like, what? Shock, horror that I saw on my face because I was in the middle of reapplying my lipstick. So yeah, if you don't have a friend who is so good at storytelling and world building to do your campaigns that they can tell you what the twist of the game is and you react as if you were reacted when you were at the table, get one.
I love tabletop RPGs. I love world building, and thank you, because that's very kind. I put a lot of love into that campaign. Things happen.
Things happen.
But also the campaign already involved time travel. That wasn't just
that's super important. I literally was playing the character whose archetype is the time traveler, right?
Yes,
it wasn't this weird out of nowhere like nonsense. Like it was that's why I reacted as I did. It was totally like, oh my god, how did I not see that coming type vibe? Like, to be clear. I was a robot.
Yeah.
Tabletop games are great. The branching family tree of tabletop games is endlessly fascinating.
Yes.
Because isn't that a cool thing?
Yes.
People can play a game and they can really like the way the game is run, but be like, but what if XYZ was different about it? And not just like a reskin of like a homebrew thing, but like build a full-on thing that is related but distinct. It's like your cousin. You're related but distinct. But that's not your thing, is it?
No. Just take this opportunity to shout out an indie game that I really enjoyed. I picked it up when it was on sale this last week. Great little game. Even when it's not on sale, it's only like $8.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's called Creature Kitchen. You might have seen stuff around. It's a very, I love a game that you play and then it's done.
Mm-hmm.
The video game landscape right now is so much dominated by games that are meant to be like a second job, where you log into them every day to do thing, and like if you don't, that it arbitrarily punishes you and you're incentivized to engage with it every time. It's just slot machines. Everything's slot machines, which is bad. Yes. And so I love a game that's like, I bought this and I played it and I really enjoyed it, and now it's over, because that's also the relationship I have with movies, right?
Yeah.
And that's good. I feel like more art should be like that. But anyways, all that's to say, it's fun. You play a person who has been asked to watch her grandmother's cabin in the woods over an extended trip.
Yeah.
With the vaguely ominous, like keep everyone fed and everything will be fine. And it shaves so it's technically like a cooking sim / like categorization game that shaves just enough of the like complexity off of both of those things to make it very like snacky, to make it very kind of arcadey. Like
Nice.
my favorite part is that because it like the bit is that you're making different meals for these like animals that live in and around the cabin. You have to figure out how to find them at first, and then taking a picture of them with your camera is how you figure out what they want.
Okay.
So it's both figuring out how to like get them out of where they're hiding and or like where they are in the house and stuff, but also in such a way that you're able to then grab your camera and like take their picture. Then like each of the meals, each of these different creatures, like the very first one's like a crow, and he shows up when you hit the wind chimes. And he just wants 2 of any meal. And every recipe in the game is just made by putting the ingredients into the oven and then closing the oven, and then it makes the meal.
It makes the thing.
It makes the thing, including like the recipe for bowl of cereal is box of cereal, bowl, spoon, milk. And you put all those things into the oven, and then and then you close the oven, and then it spits out a bowl of cereal.
And I recognize that's just same on like animation.
Yeah,
you don't
absolutely,
have to see,
absolutely.
But like,
it's very fun. Like
it's just so much more effort to, like, if in real life, just the effort of
Yes.
setting it out in the oven, closing and opening it would be roughly the same as pour cereal, pour
Yes.
milk.
It's very much playing with the
It's very charming.
Ideas, yes, but yeah, not to spoil too much, but it escalates from like you have bird, raccoon, like whippet dog that you find like in the yard.
Whippet dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it escalates into like cryptid territory. Like there's a octopus that lives in a tree who
I love an octopus.
wants either seafood or poultry. Because he's an octopus, but he lives in a tree. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the thing I almost told Darian before we started recording, but I wanted to say it for recording, is that one of the last ones that shows up for you to make meals for is Mothman.
Mothman!
And he's the only character in the game who talks, and he talks exclusively in poetry.
Oh, that's so whimsical.
It's really good.
Oh, I love that. Wow. What a vibe.
It was very good. Yeah, it's just a
That's so fun.
Yeah, animals to cryptids cooking sim that I quite enjoyed. So that's my recommendation.
Nice.
If you
What was it called one more
like
time?
Creature Kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's also got like I'm not a very nostalgic person as a rule, but it's got a like CRTV style like aesthetic
Yeah,
that does make me a little nostalgic for being a little kid on my PlayStation 1.
I was going to say you
Yeah.
have the PlayStation
Yeah.
1 in the back room playing. Oh, God. What was the PlayStation 1 game? Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Crash Bandicoot was my very first video game.
Yeah, my family had Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I was terrible at it. That game's hard.
It was hard. Crash Bandicoot, we had specifically, I know we had a PlayStation 1, but the thing I have clear memories of is the PS2. We had like the Crash Bandicoot sequel game.
Yep.
And Sly Cooper and Ty the Tasmanian
Sly
Tiger
Cooper.
and Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. Core memory.
Core memory. The intro to Kingdom Hearts, the first time you ever saw it. How old are you and how gay are you now?
Yes, and yes.
Okay, let's talk about the episode.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about Cities of Sigmar.
Woo!
Starting off with, like I said, we're going to start with the stuff from Adepticon, then we're getting into our famous faces.
Oh, neat. Okay.
We have a visual reference for the first time in
Hooray,
a couple
for
of
me!
episodes because I've just been bringing the loaned battle tomes in to show Darian for previous episodes. But especially the Adepticon stuff wasn't in the battle tome that we were working off of.
No.
So, yeah, because
How could it be?
Yeah, right. So let's start with just covering the Adepticon stuff kind of from the top.
Excellent.
Let's talk about collegiate battle mages.
Awesome. Yeah, these Hellraiser looking guys?
Yeah.
Cool.
So magic is inherently dangerous in Warhammer, right? Like magic is chaos. And so to effectively use magic and not fall to chaos, you have to take precautions. You have to be able to kind of work within the bounds of what it asks of you. And usually that means aligning yourself and attuning to the kind of magic that you are doing. Human mages tend to specialize into one specific type of magic and not deviate from that just because they don't have time, right?
Yeah.
And it makes it more dangerous, right? Because if you're shaping the way that you interact with magic in order to most safely and effectively like work with this one type. Trying to split that focus between two different types of magic just introduces more opportunities for it to go wrong. So in lore, we have wizards specialized into each of the different colleges of magic. One of the main characters in the novel Gloomspite is a Shaishian mage and amethyst wizard. We have our Jade wizard from Darkwater, who we talked about a couple episodes ago, right? And but for a minute, we used to have old world models that showed all the different arcane colleges, but they were ancient, and I don't think they might still be sold just as like a stopgap, but they're very much
My side tangent real quick. At work, I've got a bunch of cute little like blind box mini figs for different things, and one of my coworkers was admiring. I've got an axolotl hanging out in a ramen bowl, just vibing, and she was admiring like the little details of like the egg and the noodles and all that stuff. And we just were talking about the advancements in mini plastic figuring technology, and I remarked, and like, yeah, I've been looking at a lot of like older Warhammer figures recently, and dang, they look broken. That's because what we had in the end. Like Star Wars toys. Like I'm not criticizing what they were. That's what we had. How far we've come in little plastic guy technology. It's incredible. Right? I could have an axolotl taking a soak in a ramen, or this man with a I thought that was a sword. It's not. Some sort of like fire staff.
Yeah.
Okay, arcane colleges.
Yes. In the initial wave of like cities refresh stuff, we got a shaman mage, the Arcanite Warforger, who's got his like cauldron of like bubbling metal and kind of like a smithing implement, but is like still a wizard. Like that's just how he's channeling his like metal forging like magic. And with this release, we see that we're getting that's an Axian fire mage and a Shaishian death mage.
Cool.
They have proper names, but I didn't write them down for some reason. But I like we can talk some of the details of their like garb and stuff. Like obviously the fire mage is very passionate. He's like making a big gesture because that's very much the like vibe of Axie. It's all about that like kind of roaring passion, like growing like excitement type thing. He has like a bunch of rings on his hand, which I don't know if that's like a Axie specific thing, but I just think it's neat.
It's like some crazy like ring bracelet combo.
And then the symbol of the like magical symbol of Axie is a key, and so he's got the two keys on his like helmet. I see. Okay. That's so goofy. I love it. Right? And then I like the Death Mage is a little bit more like he's got big Dark Souls energy, which feels appropriate for a Death Mage. The bell on his helmet is because humans specifically who work with like Shaishian energies tend to attract spirits. And so he is literally wearing a bell, and it tolls arrhythmically to like shock him out of like listening to the spirits too much, basically.
No wonder this dude looks miserable.
Yes, absolutely.
We get a shot of his helmet up, and he looks bruised.
Yes, he is not doing great, but it's better than listening too closely to the spirits.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, he's cool. But I like the skulls in like the spooky smoke magic. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I was gonna say the effects on both these miniatures are just phenomenal. The fire on that mage is crazy. Like
y'all should definitely look at these. These are gorgeous.
Yes. Lovely. And everything we're talking about in the first bit, you can just find the like Adepticon Reveal Show article. I literally just wrote my notes scrolling down that article in order, so you can follow us along on that article.
I'm sure the link is in the show notes.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk. Those are our new collegiate battle mages. Let's talk grenadiers.
Ooh.
So this is one of my favorites because it includes a history lesson.
Okay.
Which, like a real life history lesson, which is my favorite opportunity to do something in our podcast, is talk about the real world.
Let's go.
So the word grenadier has changed meaning over the course of like real life human warfare.
Okay.
Like multiple times in both directions.
Fascinating.
Which is super neat.
I am utterly unfamiliar with this word. I don't think I've ever heard it before. And when you say it, it just makes me think of grenadine, which is real grenadine is a pomegranate syrup.
Yeah.
And fake grenadine is cherry bullshit. And Supreme Court said that's fine. Americans don't know what real grenadine is anyway. That's my fun fact.
Yep.
But yeah, I've never heard of grenadier.
Yeah, it's. I would love it to be people who serve grenadine. It's not that.
No, it's not.
Originally, the word means literally this is the person in warfare who we trust to carry and throw all the grenades.
Yeah, no, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah, the opportunity cost of like dispersing your grenades across multiple people doesn't stack up with the like training standards of like, let's hand Jacob a explosive, right? Like,
So it's the French word for pomegranate.
oh, grenade?
Yeah, it comes
That
from
makes
the French
sense.
word
That
because I was
absolutely
like, hey,
makes sense.
wait, why is grenade and grenadine sound so similar? And my brain did go, pomegranate? And I looked it up, and yeah, it's because it's at least what I'm seeing. The etymology, it's a deviation of the French word for pomegranate, because real grenadine is pomegranate juice. And have you looked at a grenade next to a cut open pomegranate, guys? It's there.
Yep.
Please continue. I just had
no, that's great. I guess they are like grenadines, grenadine distributors.
I mean,
Yeah,
it looks like
and that
there's
makes sense.
some disagreement on like where it is, but that feels
Yeah, absolutely. There's
Yeah.
stuff like that all the time. I think I've talked about the cantaloupe thing before.
Yeah.
Cantaloupe means like roughly like the place where all the wolves are, right? And we just don't know where that is anymore.
What the fuck
Like,
does that mean?
yeah.
Wait, what? Where can you get cantaloupes where there's also a lot of wolves?
We don't
That's
know.
crazy. Exactly, we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Because I think it was the Romans. It's literally just like,
It's
this
lupa.
is, this is the fruit from the place where all the wolves are. And then that has just been lost with
where?
time. Yeah.
Hey, Romans, but where?
Mhm.
And it has to be a lot of wolves for a civilization whose
Yes.
origin story does involve wolves.
Yes.
So,
Janitors are from the Greek god Janus.
yeah,
Right?
doorways.
Yeah. Etymology is excellent. But yeah, so like originally a grenadier is literally just like, hey, your job in the army is to carry the grenades and specialize in throwing the grenades.
Yeah.
Like
That should be a specialized job.
Yeah, absolutely. You do not want someone dropping a grenade.
No.
Right? Like that's basically the worst thing you can do with a grenade. Especially if you're also carrying a bunch more grenades.
Yeah.
Right? Like and so like this is a industrial army time. Like we're not talking like mass produced like modern day pin grenades. We're talking like we put a lot of gunpowder on the end of a stick. So that role in the armies eventually started to be specifically recruited for in such a way that like if you're talking like pre like mass production tech, you're talking pre like enhanced like throwing stuff. These grenades are heavier than modern grenades because again we don't have like lightweight metals to make them out of and stuff, and you kind of don't want lightweight metals in old-timey grenades because the actual damage of a grenade is it shooting sharp metal everywhere. So what happens is that grenadier roles start being recruited from the people in the army who are the like biggest and most physically imposing.
Yeah, that makes
right
sense.
Like we tend to, I feel like the aesthetic of like soldiers is that like, oh, you have your melee people and they're going to be your big toughs, and you have your ranged people and they're going to be like scrawnier, which isn't even remotely true. Like firing a bow requires you to have so much upper body strength, it's ridiculous. But especially like grenadiers start to develop this reputation as being the ability to throw a heavy object a long ways is like what grenadier
Shot put.
comes to be. Yeah, exactly. What grenadier comes to be associated with. And so as military like technology and strategy and tactics and stuff moved, the utility of the like thrown hand grenade starts to become less and less prevalent. Like old-timey grenades weren't so much like they were for bunkers, they were for like encampments and stuff. You don't throw a grenade in an open field, everyone just runs away from it.
That's not useful.
Usually, like I'm not enough of a military historian to speak authoritatively on that. But as the standards of as the standards of military warfare shift, the actual like usage of grenades starts to wane. But we already have a word for like the biggest guy in the army in grenadier. And so as we like shift back towards like melee combatants and stuff, grenadiers start to just be the biggest guys in the army.
Oh.
And so grenadiers become not actually the people who are using or carrying grenades in any meaningful capacity, but you're like line breakers. You're like people you give halberds and like great hammers and stuff to crash like enemy defensive positions.
That's neat.
Yeah. Just because they're already like, you already have a word for the big guy in the army, right?
Yeah.
Etymology. And then it like shifted back again as like we got better grenade technology and started saying more like reinforced encampments and stuff to where it's again like, oh, this is the person who's carrying their grenades. So we've seen it both ways, like across history. And now in Age of Sigmar, we have Cities of Sigmar Grenadiers, which are both. They're big, beefy guys with halberds and grenades.
I love that.
Yeah. It's a fun blending of like the historical stuff regarding the word Grenadier.
Yeah.
I like their models. I like their big polearm stuff, and they've got the kind of basic grenade launchers.
Yeah. Hey, is this a Gargoylian?
Yeah, I put that one. I use that picture specifically because that guy has a Gargoylian on his face. New Gargoylian drop.
My God!
That's the like little devil looking one, right?
Yeah, he's got like a skull and a helmet and little like legs and a tail.
Yeah,
I love a Gargoylian.
You can tell he's a Gargoylian that like manifested on Akshi because he's holding the key of Akshi. Yeah, right. He's like a little devil guy. Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, they're great. I'm a big fan of Gargoylians still. But yeah, I like Grenadiers. I like that they're doing both. And I think that's going to be a fun like model for people to be able to fit and stuff. These, in my mind, these are the stars of the like new like infantry stuff is the next ones. We got Valiants.
Yeah, that is absolutely the word I would use to describe this energy.
Right. So we talked before on the podcast that the word for knight in like a lot of languages literally means like person on horse. So a person who has the same training and armament and like skill and like status as a knight, but is not like a cavalry person, is in some traditions called a valiant, where it's you're fulfilling a similar role just alongside the infantry. And that's what AOS valiants are as well, is that they have the prestige, they usually have the nobility of like a knighted cavalry, but they have chosen to fight in the infantry instead.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Valiant have a cool animal vibe with
they
their
do.
armor. That's one of the things that like I don't know, we just don't have enough info on them yet, if it's a like knightly households are associated with an animal or if it's like each individual knight kind of chooses to associate them with an animal. But the ones we've seen, we have the like big cool like eagle armor.
Yeah.
We'll see like bear motifs and stuff on whatnot.
He's got an owl on his head and also a Gargoylian.
Yep.
Not on his armor, just here.
Just hanging out.
This is the one with the key.
Oh, okay, cool.
The other
cool,
guy
cool.
had a helmet.
Ah, nice.
Okay. I was like, oh, it must be like on the helmet. I think I see it.
No,
this is
it's that one.
This is the one holding.
I forgot that one was there. But yeah, like we've seen some in the books and stuff that'll have like pig motifs or like other things where they like emboss it into their armor and stuff. And we've already seen it in one instance because Edmark from Darkwater, the Manticore Knight. Yeah. That's also what he's doing. Like,
oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, that's why his armor's like Manticore is, because Manticores are just a creature that exists in this world, right? And so he's using it as like the symbol of his like knighthood. Right?
That's cool.
And he specifically chose that one, we know, because it's also like the symbol of Hammerhall Aksha, like resurgent, right? And so there's like I like a person with an animal theme.
Yeah.
And I think their models look great. Like they're exactly what I would want from a like hyper elite, like normal human person, right?
Dalton, if you were going to have an animal theme in your cool armor, what animal theme do you think you'd have?
Ooh, that's hard.
I like to just bring it on you.
Too many animals. I see it's torn because my favorite bird are peregrine falcons, but I would not consider myself like a particularly fast or small like person.
You do not feel like you embody the spirit of a peregrine falcon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So maybe like a pangolin, which is my favorite
mammal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dalton, you do have pangolin energy. Like, absolutely. That's so you. Yes.
I appreciate you saying
to
that.
be clear, compliment. Absolutely. Pangolins are great.
Yes, I love them terribly. They're my favorite mammal. If you have the spare change, maybe look at donating into an anti-trafficking fund for pangolins. They're the most trafficked animal in the world. But also, it's fucking rough out here, friends. Like,
so
don't.
If you have the spare change, donate to causes that support your heart.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah,
I would be a lynx.
Hell yeah.
For the record. Maybe a sand cat.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I like that a lot. You just have like little ones on your armor.
Yeah.
Like,
Small cats.
embossed into the shoulder plates and
They
stuff.
look adorable and can fuck you up.
Yeah.
All right, back to the episode.
Yes. But yeah, that's Valiance. A lot of these were pretty bare on
They're
details just because they're new. Yeah. But I like the models. I like the bare minimum stuff that we've gotten.
I'm glad we had some like breaking news stuff to share. That's so fun.
Absolutely. We got a couple more breaking news things, and then we'll get into our famous faces, 2 of which are also breaking news.
Hooray!
So we'll have less to talk about them. But let's talk about the Forge Priest.
Ooh.
Forge Priest of Sigmar.
This guy has feelings.
Yes. I love...
And a long receipt.
Yes.
As a fashion statement.
Yes.
I just went to CVS.
Forge priests are great. Again, I feel like we tend to view like a clergy figure as very bookish, very scholarly, and this person certainly gives that. He's literally covered in document.
Yeah.
But he's also like, he's capable with a great hammer because he is a priest of Sigmar, and Sigmar is like the civilization god. He's very much the like bureaucracy and like building stuff god, but he's also the like hammer god.
Yeah.
He's also he's out here doing stuff.
Never forget.
Like, yes, absolutely. And I like that as a representation of like Sigmar's priestly cast, because we have priests in the Stormcast range that are a similar thing. Like they're also like always armed with a hammer, holy implement of Sigmar, doing like combat stuff, but that's always been like is that because Sigmar or is that because Stormcast? And I like that we're getting a human who's like, yes, I am like a holy priest of Sigmar. That means I also know how to use this hammer. Like that's important culturally and like religiously. It's not just a purely like bookish endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's active.
Yes. I like that. But yeah, also a great model. That dude's just, he's got feelings.
He's got his war cry on.
Yeah. Gate Gargants. I love Gate Gargants. I love Gargants broadly. Yeah. I love Gargants broadly. I think Age of Sigmar has done one of the best adaptations of... Age of Sigmar has walked the line perfectly, I feel like, in this is a fantasy giant, but also we have clearly made the effort to think about the like physics involved in a giant. Like all giants are very bottom heavy. Like those two are triangles because that's what a creature that's that big would need to do, right? Like you think about dinosaurs, all dinosaurs are triangles.
Yeah,
like,
they are all triangles.
Taller dinosaurs especially, or like Brontosaurus, which is doing the giraffe hack where most of its body is like low to the ground and then just has a really long neck. They have super like wide calves and like ankles because that's where most of their structural support would need to be for being that big, right? Like it's clear in the Sons of Behemoth range. We'll talk about eventually. I'm a Sons player for anyone who's curious, so I'm taking this opportunity to just talk about how much I love Age of Sigmar's design for giants. But I like the Gate Gargants specifically are. It's a weird, and I feel like maybe this will help us like come down on one side or the other. No one, James J. Workshop cannot decide whether Gargants are dumb or if they just don't have incentives to learn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like trolls are dumb. Like it takes.
They don't have the capacity.
They don't have the capacity usually. Like there's rare exceptions.
Yeah.
But like varying sources will talk about Gargants, giants, as if they are like trolls, like not as bad, but they just don't have the capacity, or they're of normal human intelligence. They just don't have reasons to learn.
Interesting.
Right.
That's a thing you should figure out.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the idea of it being unclear in canon.
Yes.
Right? Like we're getting reports from different individuals and their preconceived notions are going to color like how they are interpreting these interactions. But I do feel that James J. Workshop should maybe know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially because we have intelligent Gargant characters who hold full conversations with people, and like we have all the indications that they are just like normal people. But then in rules, especially, it seems to be like
That's the
whoever's
problem.
doing the rules stuff maybe doesn't know. Named Gargant you can take in other armies.
Oh.
Who uses like a normal Gargant War Scroll, but he has one bonus ability, and his thing is that he ransacked a Lumineth caravan and stole all their trinkets and just wears them as jewelry, and it's made him like smarter.
Okay.
And so his unique ability for being the mercenary version is called Dead Cunning for a Gargant. But it talks about like, oh, most Gargants are stupid, but this one can like do strategy, and it's like, are they mostly stupid, or is just this one did like learning, right? Like, figure it out, James, because like I would prefer the latter. I think that's more interesting because it talks about where incentives lie, right? That any Gargant could be a learned scholar, but why?
Why?
Like,
and also,
why
like,
bother?
Also simultaneously, like, what opportunities are being offered to like Gargants as a culture?
Yes. This is not
this
is not a Gargant episode. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but like Gargants are matriarchal. It's a familial thing, like wolf packs, where like Mama Gargant will bring up her like children, but then once they're old enough to fend to themselves, they scatter to the winds because more than like half a dozen Gargants in one area counts as a natural disaster. Right?
This is
like,
not enough resources to go around.
Yeah, strip the land bare like locusts, right? And so that creates a culture that needs to be very self-sufficient because the opportunities for people to be together is like very small.
Yeah.
So like,
so if you're not sharing knowledge, you don't accumulate knowledge.
Yes, exactly. But also the incentive of like most Gargants learn at an early age that like their needs can be met by just like taking stuff. And that doesn't always square away with like when they encounter like farms.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, I've lived my whole life taking fruit off trees and whatnot because that's just what I do to survive. And now
like,
you're telling
outside
me...
food is for everybody,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And suddenly this outside food isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
And what the hell, why not?
Yes. So anyways, I hope that's it. But who knows? We'll see what James wants. But that's not these Gargants. These Gargants are city Gargants.
They got gates.
Yeah.
Hey, why are they like nailed to the ground? Is it to keep them upright or keep them trapped?
I think it's to keep them upright.
I like that.
They're willing collaborators.
Cool.
That we know from the media and stuff. Like Gargants, like ogres, sometimes will just choose to live in like the safety of cities, choose the structure of cities, and all that entails. And that's been a thing forever. The Anvil of Apotheosis, where Stormcaster remade, is guarded by 2 Gargants, like who are just buddies with Sigmar.
Yeah.
Like, and that's been lore forever and ever and ever. We've known about city Gargants forever, and not just like big city Gargants, but also like that thing we were just talking about, where sometimes it behooves like a smaller settlement to just be like, hey, like we'll happily share X amount of our crop with you if you just hang out.
Yeah.
Because raiders are not going to attack a town with a giant living in it.
No.
Like...
That's stupid.
Yep. And so gate Gargants are kind of the logical endpoint of that, where they are like usually from like a bigger city. It's not like the kind of pastoral relationship that we just talked about. And so they've had an opportunity to really like integrate into society in such a way that they can be part of the military in like a structured way. So gate Gargants aren't just, here's a big guy, we're going to give him a like club to go fight stuff. They're specifically meant to do a job of like creating a bubble of safety in the melee.
That's
like
cool.
The reason they have gate doors is so that like the troops can go out, they can fight. When they get tired, they can retreat safely back into the gate doors, and the reinforcements can like rush out, and there's just this like bubble of like calm for people to take a breather, like get ration.
That's really tight. I really like these models.
Like,
the details in the gate is really cool. I like that on top of them is like this dude and lady Skellingtons match like. Look at this couple. Look at this couple, just like power couple.
Yeah, because this is entirely speculative, but as we were talking before, I think that there might have been a version of this where this was meant to be like a named like pair of Gargants, like specific characters, and that it was like the gate couple or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that they're generic because that opens more interesting. Like this isn't like a unique thing. It's but I do like that element is maintained of like the cool like statues and the
it's just there's details in each that make them interesting.
I'm also gonna call out the fact that that's our first female Gargant model.
What?
You did
tell me that.
That's
wild.
And I am so happy that they made her look like a Gargant.
Yeah, she looks just crazy. She looks like a giant.
Yeah.
And not just in a big lady kind of way.
Yep.
Like, you compare her to the dude giant she's next to, and she also looks like scary and weird and like we don't have like giant lady but hot now.
Yes. She's got the like weird big ankles that AOS Gargants have because they have to be able to support their weight. She's like missing a tooth, which is not a thing that they would do on like a character that's meant to be like traditionally conventionally attractive. Like good. Like I grew up playing World of Warcraft where you have like orc and then just lady painted green is the female orc, right? Like I love it when you do it right.
Yeah, when like the lady characters of a big crazy race also get to look big and crazy.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, that's Gate Gargants. I'm a huge fan of Gate Gargants. I might get some just to paint.
Yeah,
honestly,
that'd be cool. I'd love to see what you would do with them.
Just convert them for my son's army, honestly.
Perfect.
And then the main event, the thing that y'all have been waiting for us to talk about.
House Moving Castle!
The Cog Fort. Again, another thing that we have had like hints at in lore for a long time, has been discussed in like novels and stuff, but this is our first actually getting a look at it. Kicks ass. Just
it's
huge
so
mechanized.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It gives I'm so excited to see people's like conversions and stuff on it. I want to see the like Baba Yaga variants where they just give it the like chicken legs.
Get on it, gang.
Right. Yeah, again, it's kind of the Gargant thing, but from a mechanical perspective, I love that they have taken so much care to actually think about how this crazy could never exist in real life thing would work to the best of their abilities, right? It doesn't just have like legs, it has legs that have like and with the technology available too, right? Where it doesn't have like pressure pistons and stuff really, it has like sliding things on the outside so that it can better adjust, and it's got, like I said, ball bearing ankles because that's just what you have to do probably, like its leg, like its feet when it moves probably don't like position squarely. They probably just like dangle because they're on ball bearings, and then they have to like
spread out as the pressure.
And like that rips. Like it's so good that's the thing that they're considering. I love the like the little palisades on the side, and you got people like hanging off it and stuff, and the banners, and
it's really neat.
It's so good. I'm super excited for people's paint jobs and conversions and stuff. We don't talk about rules very often here, but one of the things they've already previewed that I'm not the biggest fan of, for the reason we talked about last episode with the like being able to use army or models in armies that aren't their own thing, where it's like interesting narratively, but it can create like weird rules complications.
Yeah.
They've already said that like you're going to be able to play a cog fort in any army because they might get pilfered or converted by or taken over by chaos worshippers or jury rigged together by orcs or whatever, which makes me very excited again for the conversion potential. But I am a little bit worried for the game that there might be if they get the balance wrong, there might be a period where just every single game and every single game features two cog forts.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about it until it happens. But yeah, super excited for cog forts. I'm very excited to see, like I said, how people paint and convert them and stuff. I think that's going to be a hoot. But that's most of our Adepticon stuff. That's especially the end of the like generic stuff from Adepticon. And so let's start talking about specifically our famous faces.
Let's go.
We are still going to be talking about Adepticon stuff because our first two famous faces I got to add to the list after Adepticon because they're new. We learned about them at Adepticon.
Excellent.
And the first of those is Erasmus Zahn, who has a good name. I like his name. He's the guy with the funky helmet riding the three-headed beast.
So you know what? You named the helmet first. I definitely would have named the beast first as the most like visually descriptive element.
Two or three-headed beasts? I can't.
Does this full-on snake tail count?
I think so.
Not a tail of a snake's tail. It's a snake as a tail. Is that the third head?
It's definitely evoking like classical chimera.
Yeah, this is a chimera. The intent. This is a biblically accurate angel cosplaying as a chimera.
Erasmus Zahn is a archmage of the Collegiate Arcane. He is a very high-ranking wizard. He is the youngest archmage in collegiate history.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I bet his grandma's so proud.
just shooting up through the ranks.
When she goes and gets her hair done, she tells all the ladies at the salon
Yes.
about him. Oh, my grandson. And everyone's sick of it. But mostly because they're just kind of jealous because all their grandsons are like mechanics or whatever. And it's like a very respectable career.
Yeah,
but like
absolutely.
when things get up, they always bring up like, well, so-and-so's grandson.
I was going to say, anyone mentioning anyone's, what anyone's kids are doing are going to hear about Erasmus. But yeah, youngest archmage in college history. Erasmus has recently found a role in politics, specifically as an advocate. So Erasmus is from Settlers' Gain. And so he has more recently taken up a position of political advocacy against the like Lumineth control of Settlers' Gain.
His grandma's so proud.
It's made him a bit of a like political like hot button.
Oh,
right? But I guess he has just accurately like concluded that the Lumineth are doing like weird social experimentation on the human population. And
Yes,
that's
yes,
not
they
chill.
are.
Yep. His mount is called a heliomorph, which I think is fun.
Yes.
We have a creature name for it. It's a heliomorph.
I'd be so mad if you roll up and you're like, yeah, they didn't name this thing. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? They spent all this time designing it and no one like committed to a name? So good. Heliomorph. Great.
And its name is Glyphwing.
Glyphwing.
Yeah,
Aw,
it's good.
my
He's a
gosh.
wizard. He's a wizard's mount.
It's a wizard's mount. This thing's crazy. Y'all are looking at this, right? Like,
Right.
you know, Dalton shares these images. You can
Yes.
see them. You can definitely like Google them too. Like, I know in an audio only format, like hearing people describe things are weird, but like we're talking about a game in which these visual little plastic guys are like a core component. So
Yeah.
like, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And also, like, check it out. Not if you're driving. If you're driving,
Yeah,
get
of
to your
course.
destination safely and then like look
Of
it up
course.
later.
Yeah.
But, like, go to the Instagram.
Check the Instagram.
It'll all be
these will
there.
all be there. Yep.
Tell me if you think the snake counts as a third head.
Yeah, absolutely. Erasmus's academic pursuit, in addition to like his political motivations, specifically, he sees himself as like a defender of humanity's interests in Settlers' Gain. He's not so radical as to be like Settlers' Gain should be just like a humans only settlement or like should be completely under human control, but just as a agent of like always making sure that humanity's interests are represented in like the talks of Settlers' Gain. But then academically, he is very interested in the border incremental, the edge of the realm. He like we don't get any details past that except that it's a thing that he's like wanting to study, even though people keep telling him not to because like that's what made Tyrion blind. Yeah.
Why?
Like specifically Hish's border incremental.
Yeah.
Like is what he wants to go study. And it's like, man, you can't look at it. It will blind you and you are not a god. Like it might kill you.
I'm the youngest archmage in
that's
collegiate
very much.
history.
He's got a little bit of a
I can do what I want.
Edward Elric in my brain.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
He's the youngest archmage in collegiate history. But yeah, that's Erasmus. I'm sure we're going to get more about Erasmus as like the narrative moves forward. He seems like a very important character that they are introducing at this point in order to like tell his stories. And I'm interested to learn more about him. He's
Nice.
cool. I
He's
like his
really cool.
Yeah, I like
I'm
his
into
vibe.
that.
Our next guy is the last Adepticon thing, and also very funny in the context of our show.
Tell me all about him. He has a cat. Tell me all about him.
This is Ranger Colonel Jorvin Creel,
Okay.
and he is the former head of the City Watch of Anvilgard.
Oh no! Oh my god! Former head of the City Watch of Anvilgard, you said? Oh, he was head of the City Watch, you said? The City Watch, you say? Oh no! I'm projecting a lot of pre-existing pop culture fondness onto this guy.
He, needless to say, he has not taken the fact that Anvilgard is now the Cainite temple city of Hagkaron well at all.
No!
He fully sees, and like honestly, he's got a point. He fully sees like Sigmar and the Stormcast's capitulation to Morathi to allow her to turn the city of Anvilgard into like a Cainite temple city as a betrayal of the people of Anvilgard.
Yeah!
Right? Like where he swore an oath to protect the city of Anvilgard, and he's done a lot in service of protecting the city of Anvilgard only for it to be like given away. Right?
I'd be pretty fucking pissed.
Yep. And so he's got like loyalty to his city vibes, but he's also like like a bent because he doesn't feel like he has allies in like Sigmar so much anymore. Like he feels deeply betrayed by Sigmar and like the Stormcast.
You don't say.
Yeah. And he is specifically traveling the realms now trying to gather support for a coup in Anvilgard to oust Marathi and reestablish the city.
Oh, buddy, good fucking luck.
Yeah, right. Right. And like, to be fair, Hagkaron is not Marathi's main temple city. She's not there all the time, but like,
oh, you know what? In that case, actually, good luck.
Ousting the Daughters of Cade is still no small task.
No small task, but if it's not her main one, actually, my guy.
But,
tell me about the cat.
So his cat is a, quote, ash panther.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming is like a big cat native to Akshi.
Okay.
Anvilgard's on Akshi, and also ash in its name seems to implicate like Akshian, like fire animal.
For sure.
Her name is Threxa.
Her name is Threxa.
Yeah. But yeah, that is most of what we have about Jorvin.
Okay.
He's just a deeply like betrayed, very stalwart, very loyal person who is trying to find a way to retake what he feels was unjustly like taken from him.
Yeah.
And I'm into that.
I
he's
absolutely
also got a cool
support
cat.
this man.
Yeah.
And he's also got a cool cat whose name is Threxa.
That's the last of our Adepticon stuff.
Nice.
Those are our two famous faces we saw at Adepticon, which means that the rest of it is pre-existing famous faces. First, we have a slight programming change. I talked about in the previous episode, there's so much on Bounty Hunters, Callus and Toll that they might just have to get their own episode. Especially with the introduction of all of our Adepticon stuff, that is going to be the case. Ooh. So we're going to pay lip service to Callus and Toll here, but we're not going to go too in depth on them because they're just going to get their own episode at some point. Yeah, because they have a bunch of novels about them. Other than that, though, let's talk about our famous faces that we're not cutting for a later episode.
Okay.
Starting with, they don't have very much, but I like them, and I think they're going to be more important going forward. Galen and Doralia Van Denst.
Oh, Van, you say?
Van Denst, excuse me.
Okay, yeah, I looked at these people and I was like, look, it's Van Helsing's.
Yep. That's exclusive. That's explicitly what they are. A father-daughter witch hunter team.
Aw, father-daughter witch hunting team. I love father-daughter bonding.
Witch hunter is a bit of a misnomer. It's a carryover from the old world. Witch hunters are just anyone who like hunts the supernatural, basically, like tamps down on like supernatural stuff that's going on. So they hunt vampires, they hunt like magical beasts. The Vendents are specifically specialized in hunting endless spells, the like spells imbued with life energy, so that they just like exist of their own accord. They are explicitly really good at that.
Nice.
In game, that's what they do, is they make it easier to hunt down endless spells, which is fun because they have miniatures. You can run them in your army. But yeah, they are part of the Order of Azir, which is a organization of detectives / hunters dedicated to rooting out like demonic or other supernatural threats in the cities of Sigmar.
And tell me about the urban fantasy book series that stars them. No, there's not one.
The Vendets. I think they have a book, but
okay. But there's a group of detectives that hunt down like.
Oh yes, Callus and Toll are also part of the Order of Azir.
Okay, how? Yeah. Listen, if there aren't at least a dozen books set about the interconnected, overlapping lives of different characters who are part of this group, Games Workshop is fucking failing. This is the most, I'm sure this for me, this is the most rich. I've only just heard the name and found out this group existed, and already I'm like, give it to me.
Yes.
I will let me write about this. I love this shit. Let me read all about this detective group that looks after like magical bullshit in a magical world. Give it to me. Where is it?
To be clear, a lot of it is Callus and Toll, like I said, because they're part of the Order of Azir, and so they get a lot of that.
Okay.
Where they're hunting down supernatural threats on behalf of the Order of Azir, but they also do freelance mercenary work, so that's like the conflicting life like goals appeals and stuff.
No, and that's super fun. What I'm saying is, why is it mostly the one guy? There's got to be a dozen different characters you could have all running into each other in their respective books.
That's fair. Also, Callus and Toll are two people. But
Callus and Toll.
Yeah.
I was hearing Callus and Toll.
No. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I can't remember Callus's first name, but Halvar Toll is. Yeah. But yeah, Galen and Doralia, like I said, I think they have a a book, and I think they're supposed to have another one soon-ish. But otherwise, I haven't read their book, unfortunately. And they're mostly just, it's like Galen passing down his like witch hunter knowledge to his daughter. I think him and his wife were witch hunters together.
Yeah.
And so it's, family stuff. They have like 3 models, like
That's
which
cool.
is crazy. Yeah.
That's a lot of models, I feel like.
I think it's like one official model for like game purposes, and then a bunch of like specialty. Like if you go to a certain convention, you'll get a Galen and Doralia. Like,
I didn't know that was a thing.
Back to back, like
Really?
Yeah.
You could go to like the events and you'll get like cool extra.
Commemorative series is what they're called. Yeah.
What? I had no idea that was a component of this.
Yeah.
That's delightful.
I've got a couple of the commemorative orc models and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've got a cruel boy wizard who just has like a big monster eyeball taped to the top of his head to help him see better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I love it.
But yeah, they're neat. Like I said, they're notable for specializing in the hunting of rogue magic. Galen learned banishment in Settler's Gain, specifically from the people of Zytrek, who have the like big desert full of like hostile magic. Because he's not a wizard, he can't do spellcraft, but he learned how to inscribe like banishing runes and stuff on their weapons, which is cool.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. Calisintol.
It's given cowboy and samurai vibes?
A little bit.
Okay.
I think Callus was a blacksmith before he joined the Order of Azir.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, or it might have been part of the Ironwell arsenal, because his thing is that he's always got a brace of pistols on him.
I guess it's more. I think it's just like the way his hair is pulled back and then like the pattern work. But I guess it's really more like a knight and a cowboy vibe.
Yeah, Toll is definitely the more like he's the cynical, hard-bitten like detective. He's the fantasy gumshoe.
Yeah.
He's the one who's like 180 because he only works for
the
Aquagranus.
Aquagranus. Yeah.
But yeah, Calisintol. We'll talk about them more later.
They'll get their own episode.
They have fun detective story stuff, which is neat.
I love a good detective story.
Yeah. Pontifex Zenestra.
Tell me more.
Pontifex Zenestra is a wild character. I want to know so much more than what we know about her. Because she is very cloaked in mystery.
Okay. And also just cloaked. She's got a sweet ass robe.
Yeah. Pontifex Zenestra is the matriarch of the Great Wheel. She is a religious authority. She is the highest authority in the Church of the Great Wheel, which is one of the cults Unforgotten. So they worship Sigmar in the aspect of the Great Wheel that turns history.
Okay.
It is a fringe cult. So it is not orthodox to what Sigmar like personally preaches, but it is one of the biggest like cults Unforgotten, right?
Okay.
So it's this weird like where like it doesn't have a ton in common with Sigmar's actual like religious like philosophy.
Okay.
But it is extremely popular in such a way that it has had to become part of the conversation whenever like matters of religious authority are being discussed.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But yeah, I have a note here about like much like how chaos cults will like splinter and fracture, but they're still like worshiping the same entity. They're just interpreting it through different lenses. That's what the like splinters of the cults Unforgotten are. Specifically the cult of the Great Wheel. Also cult in this context in the like academic context.
Yeah.
Like not the kind of modernized like
not hey
negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not an inherently
like if you're
negative
studying
thing.
like the ancient cults of Demeter.
Yes, exactly.
Like mystery cults.
Yeah. The cult of the Great Wheel sees the triumph of civilization as an inevitability of time. That is what it's almost a more cynical read on Martin Luther King's like history bends towards justice, where the cults Unforgotten are like eventually everything has to like resolve properly, but the wheel turns no matter what we do, basically. And with that comes like a weird cynicism of it. The wheel turns, and while it may crush some things below it, that is the price of motion. That is the price of progress. Yes.
Okay.
Like they see, and that can be interpreted in a lot of ways, as a lot of good like religious philosophy can, of like, because they, you say crush and people go, ooh, but they point to like older technology. They point to advancements in like scientific theory and stuff, things that we purposefully discard as better options become available.
Yeah.
But does not go without saying that the Cult of the Wheel is also one of the more military cults of Sigmar, and they see that like price of fielding soldiers as one of the things that sometimes has to be crushed beneath the wheel for progress to happen. It's a very, like I said, it's a very, it almost feels weird to call it cynical because it is like hopeful in an almost disillusioned way, where it like minimizes the efforts of the individual, right? Because progress is inevitable. But that is the cult that Zenestra is the highest authority of. The matriarch is she is the Pope of the Great Wheel.
Okay.
She is colloquially called Pope Z in game.
That's fun.
Right. So that's the elevator pitch on Zenestra. The rest is like crazy mystery stuff.
Okay.
Like this is like being like, here's our character, they're the head of our religious organization, and anyways, here's a whole closet full of other like crazy lore about them. Which is what we're gonna get into now.
Let's do it.
First of which, Zenestra is old.
Okay.
She is unconscionably old.
Is she not human?
She might be. She is human.
Okay.
She might be the oldest living person in the setting.
Okay.
And also, living has to have a big asterisk on it.
There we go.
She claims to be one of the original humans who followed Sigmar out of Azir. Not at the breaking of the Age of Chaos, at the start of the Age of Myth.
Huh.
Yep.
Does she have some documentation to prove this claim?
She claims that she was anointed by Galmaraz. Like, that's what blessed her with her incredibly long life.
Okay.
But, like, why? Like,
Yeah.
like, other people have been, like, touched by Galmaraz, and she's the only person seemingly with this specific, yes. So that's, like, clearly not what's happening, but that is her story.
Okay.
And also...
And she's sticking to it.
She's sticking to it. And also, it need be said that, however, like, we're going to talk about a lot of, like, sketchy, crazy stuff about Zenestra. She is devout to Sigmar.
Okay.
She is devout to her, like, kind of fringe interpretation of Sigmar, but every time we've seen her put in a position where she has to make a decision, she always chooses, like, the path of, like, religious piety towards Sigmar.
Okay.
So we know that she is, like, genuine in that aspect.
Okay.
It's just that she's got, like, a bunch of weird skeletons in her closet about it.
Neat. Okay, sure.
Right? I like that.
All right, this will be fun, yeah.
So the big one, and the smoking gun, in my mind. So in all of her pictures, right, she's carried around on that palanquin.
Yeah.
She's got the big bodyguards, like, trudging her around. She specifically carried on a palanquin because desecrating a wheel would be, by running it through the mud, would be unholy.
Cool gang.
Yep. all adherents of the Cult of the Wheel travel on foot,
Sure,
or by, like, palanquin or some other way that doesn't use wheels.
Okay.
Because they don't want to damage the wheels.
I guess it feels like you're just, like, not respecting the purpose of the wheel by not letting it do the thing the wheel's for.
That's also my thought, but who's to say? There have been attempts on Zenestra's life that we've seen in person. It's always danced around a little bit, but several, like, of her attendants have sworn up and down that they've seen weapons, like, pass right through her, including...
Is she a ghost?
I think she's a ghost.
Or she's a ghost?
She's like a projection or a spirit of some kind.
I was making a joke.
So here's the like, smoking gun. On that palanquin that she's always carried around on, there is an embalmed corpse on the back, which is not uncommon for Sage of Sigmar stuff, right? Like, the Cults on Burgoden practice reliquary, like, have reliquary practices, very Catholic, like I said.
Love a reliquary practice.
Yeah, the rank and file have, like, the reliquary boxes they carry around.
Yeah.
And reliquaryism is, like, a sanctioned, like, part of Sigmar worship. Like,
sure.
that's an okay thing.
Who do they claim the bodies of, though?
She doesn't say.
See, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. She's a fucking ghost.
Right?
You better watch out. Fucking Nagash is going to be pissed.
The embalmed corpse on Zenestra's palanquin has the same scars that she does. Like, she's got, like, a big scar over her eye, and the corpse has it too. It's got, like, roughly her same, like, figure and stuff. Yeah. Like, she's a ghost, or
Pope Z's a goddamn ghost.
or she's, like, in some way, like a projection, or, like, because, like, either she's a ghost, or the other one that people point to is that is her living body. Like, she's mummified, but she's still alive there, and she's somehow, like, projecting an image of herself. Yes.
Okay. You can only... Your soul is not in your body, but it's not a ghost if you're still alive. If you're
Yes.
still alive, it's just astral projection.
Yes. So that's the one that people also like to point to.
Someone check for a pulse. Stethoscope, just be like, I just need to know if you're a ghost or an astral projection. Just, I don't care one way or another. I just want to know. Dead instantly.
The other point of evidence to that theory specifically as well is that her palanquin bearers age supernaturally fast.
Wait,
She has to swap through them pretty frequently, and yeah, I think it's that she is like siphoning off her palanquin bearers' life force to keep like ancient mummified Sinestra body alive. Like she's not doing a ghost still bound to her corpse. She's doing
my body is physically unable to move anymore because it is so old and broken down, because human beings are not meant to live this long.
Yes.
So I am astral projecting, but I have to keep my body alive or I will become a ghost.
Yes. She's doing a Mr. House for anyone who's played Fallout New Vegas.
That's so I fucking love Age of Sigmar.
It's so good, right?
That's so crazy.
Right.
Man, you introduced this lady who just claims to be ancient because she was touched by some divine presence, and I'm like, sure. Why the fuck not? And you're like, actually, she might be a ghost. And I'm like, sure, why the fuck not? And then you're like, actually, she might still be alive, and that fucking mummy is just her, and she's astral projecting. I love it. That's crazy.
It's really good. I'm a big fan. Popesy rips. I'm a huge fan of whatever she's doing.
That's so fun and weird.
Right.
I love it when things are fun and.
But yeah, like just despite all of that, like that is the perfect setup to like, oh, this person isn't like who they claim to be, or like some crazy sketchy thing. But like every time we see her, like she is unquestionably like an agent of Sigmar's power. There's a great scene in a bad book,
Oh man,
where she fights off Trug, the Troggoth king, by like invoking prayers at him, and it's described as like electric sparks falling from her lips as she chants her prayer. Like she's clearly channeling Sigmar's actual power. When she like says the last couple words of her invocations, they reverb with thunder. But again, she interprets it through like the cult of the wheel, and so her like signature like prayer evocation thing is making like spokes of holy fire, like a wheel just like burst out from her palanquin in every direction. Like
it's really cool.
It's really cool. Like I said, Sinestra is weird. She's like clearly hiding some crazy stuff. We get a bit where
here's the thing. If you're someone who is so dedicated to the very important task at hand, which is not letting chaos destroy everything and all of existence all over again, and you also probably believe you're the only one capable of doing your goddamn job, I can see never retiring or delegating. Like, like, I'm the only capable person in this fucking room, and I'll be damned if I let anyone undermine everything I've built by dying. That's so cool.
It feels very, I'm the only person who can do this for like, I'm the only person I trust to like do this correctly.
Yeah.
And also in that same not very good book, there's a bit where there's an issue in like a catacomb beneath one of the cities, and no one can figure out what's going on. And Sinestra's like, I'll go down and sort it out. And everyone's like, are you sure you're like 400 years old? And she's like, yeah, like have the like palanquin take me down there. And she goes down there, and Reichnor, Night Haunt with the like horse with the candles on it and the wings and stuff. Reichnor is down there like stirring trouble because they're trying to push the like city's element out of this like catacombs for like claiming it as Night Haunt territory stuff. And Sinestra addresses him by name because she probably knew him when he was alive. And that's the kind of like thing that you can't do if you're passing off your position, right? Like
that's real cool.
Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Pontifex is great. Pontifex has been maligned a little bit with the people who play the game because she has had the most oppressive like rules for a hot minute, so everyone hates playing against her. But her character is very cool.
Yeah, that's the interesting like weird split of like the lore and then the actual game itself.
Yes. She has a very cool ability in the current rule set where she can pick like Cities of Sigmar units anywhere on the table and like teleport them back to be near her because she's running them home. And that's very neat until your opponent puts 3 huge cannons right on your front door so they can shoot you far away, and then nopes them back out to safety as soon as you get close.
Yep.
Right? Like, that was the strategy for a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Zenestra. And we only have one more famous face, and it's our big one that we've been teasing all 3 episodes, because she is the cornerstone of the cities of Sigmar.
God, she's so cool.
She's so cool. Talia Vedra, the first Marshal of Hammerhal.
Damn, Talia! Do you want to hang out?
The Lioness of the Parch.
The Lioness of the Parch. She's really cool,
She's
guys.
really
If
cool.
you've never seen her like mini or her like art, you gotta look at it. Not right now if you're driving.
Yeah.
But like if you're at work, you just open another tab on your computer.
Yes.
And, like tippy tappy look her up real quick. Because she's a really cool gang.
Yes. So Talia is officially the highest military authority in the city. That is her role, is that she is head of the city garrison. She coordinates and organizes the Dawnbringer Crusades. She will ride out with Dawnbringer Crusades if they are particularly important. The most recent Dawnbringer Crusade leading up to the Vermin Doom, she was originally supposed to go with, and then returned to Hammerhal because it came under threat by Chaos Cultists. So she returned to defend the city.
As you do.
Yeah. So while officially on paper that is her like full role, she has become such a symbol of like political uprising in Hammerhal. As a, like I said, we talked about in the Hammerhal episode that the city has undergone like a big cultural sea change, where it used to be kind of like first stop for people off the bus from Azir. Like, this is an extension of Azirian power, and it has more recently become like a big symbol of like realm-born like nativism. And Talia is the forefront of that. She is the spearhead of that.
Yeah.
And so even though in a de facto sense, her only job is that she is the first marshal, in a very literal sense, Talia is in charge of the city of Hammerhal. Like, there is a city council that runs Hammerhal, and if any of them did anything that Talia didn't like, they would have angry mobs at their door, right? Like, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. And how do we feel about that? I'm inclined to be like, fuck yeah, let's go.
It's complicated because
she's a hot lady on Alliance. So, like, I'm maybe not the most reliable judge of character.
The most important political qualification, obviously, is a hot lady on a lion. Yeah.
On a flying lion?
It's true.
Yeah. Listen, King Arthur got to be king because he pulled a sword out of a lake or a rock or something. I don't fucking know. I do know. Don't come at me. That was a joke. Sorry, I'll get back on. Sorry, I'm being a little too sapphic at the moment. I'll get back on target.
You're fine. It's what you uniquely bring to our podcast. Yeah, it's complicated, as many questions of politics are, because Talia is above board. Talia wants what's best for Hammerhal, and broadly wants what's best for, like, order broadly, like the movement in general, like people. Like, Talia is, by all accounts, good.
Yeah.
But the issue with systems that consolidate power, whether officially or unofficially, is that you're not always going to have good people in charge of them, right? Like, so it's complicated because in this moment, it is absolutely like probably a just thing that Talia has like recentered the efforts and the identity of Hammerhal on the Realmborn.
Yeah.
Like, she has brought to the table voices that have spent a long time not being heard, being fodder for wars orchestrated by like people from Azir who always have like the safety of Azir to return to, right? And so I think we can praise that as a like political reality, while also recognizing that like it's not great that someone whose training and like instinct and goals are so militarily aligned are also in charge of so many political levers.
Yes, because that doesn't necessarily lend itself to the most diplomatic solutions.
Yes.
When those could potentially be a better option.
Yes. And also there's just like, we're not always going to have Talia.
And that's the reality. You're not always going to have the
next first marshal might just be shittier.
Yeah.
Might just be more militaristic and
might be more self-interested.
Yep.
Might be influenced by a chaos guy.
Yep.
And is just working from the inside, biding their time.
Yep. So, like I said, it's complicated, which is what I like about it.
Yeah.
It's not just a clean, like, good person did thing, bad person, It's a, like, complex narrative. I like that a lot. So Talia's qualifications. Let's hit this resume. Talia is, by all accounts, a pragmatic military genius. She is not one for, and that is reflected in her reforms to the Hammerhal military. That is reflected in like all the ways in which she has like achieved her place and position of power. Talia is not a notable like military mind because she is doing the crazy like strategies or the like out there zany like stuff. She's not doing the big play at the end of the game that suddenly gets you the points you need. She's where she is because she is making sure rations are fulfilled when they need to be and in the right amounts, and that troops are getting the supplies that they need and going to the places they need to go to, and orders are communicated efficiently. She is making sure that every soldier has one piece of like kit that is personalized to them if they need a deck of playing cards or some cigarettes or whatever in their mess kit, because morale is half of the battle, especially on a long campaign, right? Like Talia is a military genius in a way that we do not often highlight in like discussions of military genius, where she has a incredible strategic mind, and she also recognizes the very like base human elements of what you are asking. Yes. She recognizes more than a lot of like military leaders do that what you are asking is for full, complete, realized people to do something that is sucks to do, and what it means to be able to still do that effectively.
She doesn't see them as pieces on a chessboard. She sees them as people.
Yes.
Who would really rather be home.
Yes. But it's important. She doesn't see them as pieces on a chessboard, but she does see them as people on a chessboard.
Yes.
Right? Like she is recognizing that inherent like personhood of the individuals while still holding that goal of like, we need to fulfill these like military objective things, right? Like it's a good balance of, it's a very like Sun Tzu's The Art of War is, if you've ever read it, like it gets propped up as this like incredible like military philosophical text, which for the time it absolutely is that. But the most impressive thing about The Art of War is that it was a genuine like military general and strategist writing for an audience of like nobility who did not have any experience in the real world. And
that's so fucking important.
Yes.
Hold the fucking phone. Hold the goddamn phone.
Yes.
I need shitty dudes to stop quoting this. The fucking context, I kind of think, invalidates the whole thing you say. This is not practical in a real world setting. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god.
Yeah. That's the like, stop quoting Art of War. It's so of its like context and time.
Yeah. You can read it. That's fine.
All
but don't quote it as if it like gives you the I am so smart.
Yes.
Done.
All the jokes in Pratchett's work about General Tacticus.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, if you're faced with an opponent with a bigger army, don't fight them.
Yeah.
Like that's a direct pull from The Art of War. Like that's literally a piece of advice that Sun Tzu is giving these nobles who don't know how like military, how like anything in the world works, is like, hey, if your opponent's force is bigger than yours, you don't have the mandate of heaven. Don't fight them. Like you're not going to suddenly pull off a crazy victory because you believe in yourself enough. Just don't. Like don't do it.
Oh,
hey,
so
feed your troops. Like, man, you can't sustain a supply log across this long of a distance, and like foraging, scavenging, like doesn't work at this scale. Feed your troops.
So it's,
like,
okay. So it's like basically what it is war for dummies.
Yes.
Because he understood the audience he was writing for.
Yes. And there's some higher level stuff in The Art of War, but for the most part, it is literally just like, hey, I know that you were like born with a silver spoon in your mouth and your entire existence up to this point has been reading and writing cool poetry and like eating grapes off a platter. So if you are going to be a general for prestige, which is the main reason that like nobility was trying to be generals in this time period, like here are the basics.
That's so fucking interesting. Oh my god, I've always like definitely, and this could just be the pop culture misinterpretation of it, is presenting it as if it's like this high level, ultra intelligent, like strategic guide to like being the best at war.
Right.
When it really just sounds like War 101. This is Zoe 101, but for war.
Yeah.
Ned's declassified war survival guide. Sun Tzu's declassified war survival guide.
And like, not to minimize The Art of War as well, because it is a genuine accomplishment to be able to communicate like concepts to a class that isn't like, but I mostly bring it up because that is what Talia represents in this context as well, right? Like Talia came up with the idea of standardizing military equipment, right? Like in this context,
just be a basic thing. But...
Yeah. She's just like, hey, soldiers are more efficient if they all have roughly the same like weapon, and it's a simple weapon to use, and we teach them all the same ways to use it, so that you don't have Greg over here with his great grandfather's greatsword who's getting in the way of the pikemen, right? Because one of those weapons takes a lot more space to use than the rest, right? Like, and so, like I said, and like making sure her supply lines are good, making sure that people are getting the things that they need. Like Talia in the realm of like military geniuses of like Warhammer and of like the Age of Sigmar contest, because like Archaon is also a military genius, but he's a military genius in the like rank and file moment and knowing how far he can push people because he's a chaos general, right? Where he's like, oh, I know that these people can endure this much before they will break, and that is how far I'm going to push them, and I will accomplish incredible things through that because I am willing to discard these people, right? I can make crazy plays because I have a complete understanding of like the loyalty that these people show to me. Talia is, like I said, is a much more grounded, like realistic like portrayal of what it means to really understand that war is not individual battles, it is the entire process, right? And she is fighting the biggest war that's ever existed, like, which rips. Big fan of Talia.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she modernized Hammerhall's military that then like spread out into the other cities. She was always on the rise through like the military hierarchy. Like she made a name for herself doing that like kind of like standardization and like finding the inefficiencies in the processes and whatnot, rising through the military ranks. But the thing that made her First Marshal and like elevated her to her current like position of power in Hammerhall is, and again we're gonna put another pin in. This is probably just in this context, but it makes me worried because the thing that elevated her to First Marshal of Hammerhall is the Eve of Four Killings.
Oh, interesting.
So the Eve of Four Killings originated as a series of investigations that Talia was carrying out as like second in command of the forces of Hammerhall.
Okay.
Where she was investigating different members of the Council of Hammerhall for corruption.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say different councils members of Hammerhall who had been murdered, and you're like, oh
no.
Oh, maybe I'm just skipping to the end.
Talia is not a political person. She does not like the doldrums of politics. She doesn't like the jockeying for power and position stuff. She's a very, like I said, she's a very pragmatic, like, do it type of person. And so trying to unravel her way through like the complexities of politics is what originally had her stumble upon like these conspiracies, like these corruption conspiracies, which then led her ultimately to the revelation that there were members of the council who were benefiting from their position on the council in like corruption adjacent ways. Being Talia,
did she just kill these people?
So being Talia, she was both like unwilling to do the like politicking to bring like the corruption to light, and very much aware that like power's first goal is always to self-preserve. Like that this would be the kind of thing where if she was bringing it to the council would bury it, and then they would get more careful about hiding their corruption. Not only orchestrated the deaths of 4 council members, did it at a council meeting.
Gotta make sure everybody else knows the consequences of your actions.
Yep.
Feels like
she recruited the assistance of council members that she knew were on the up and up.
Okay.
She came with conclusive evidence of the crimes that each of these people had been committing on her person, and she stormed a council meeting and killed all 4 of them. With the help of, there's one that got killed by the other council member she recruited, who's the spy master of the city.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes. Also knowing that like trying to spread out her moves would just leave the others to like go to ground. Yeah.
You had to do it all at once.
Yes.
It's so cool and it only works because she's cool, but you can't just let everybody do that.
No, that's what I was saying, right? That's the same as the like coalescent of like political power of like, we can like look at this and be like, yep, she took corrupt politicians out of the picture in a very decisive way, and the city is definitely better for what she did. But ooh, no, like
But
that's not a
everyone can just
standard
decide,
you can set.
right?
Yes, exactly.
It's like, hey, who gets to storm into the big meeting and bury an axe in the table to remind all these people who run the town what happens if they step out of fucking line, what we do to kings in Ankh-Morpork. Like, that's like, yeah, but like maybe not everybody should be allowed to do it, Sam Vimes, but Sam Vimes should be allowed to do it because he's Sam Vimes. Sam Vimes isn't always going to be there. I'm talking about Discworld. You should all be reading Discworld.
You wouldn't want members of the Daywatch doing that same thing.
No, they are nonsense.
They're useless.
They're useless. But Commander Carrot would never. He would just simply go in and talk to them, and they'd all decide to change their mind. Not everybody's Commander Carrot, though.
Yes.
It's the thing. It's like, yeah, that's so cool. Not everybody can do that, but it's also like not everyone should. But also, it's like, I guess thinking about Discworld, like Vimes is the interesting character because he has a line. Yeah, he buried the axe in the table, but he didn't use it on anyone.
Yes.
He wouldn't cross that line, right? Because not everyone. That is a line that no one should cross.
Yeah.
And so we have, what's her name?
Talia.
Basic ass fucking name. Why couldn't I remember that? That's so embarrassing. Leave that in. I deserve to be shamed. We have Talia, who did a really cool narrative thing. A thing that, we want, like vigilante justice kind of thing, but it's also like, is that a line that anyone should be allowed to cross just because they think they're doing the right thing?
Yes.
Because anyone can justify an action.
Yes.
It's really easy. Humans do it all of the time. We will put someone to the fire for a thing and then justify ourselves into the ground when we do that thing. And that is, like, it's such a fun narrative, and it's a story thing, but it's also like, hey, girl, you can't set that precedent.
Yes. Here's what I think pulls us a little bit back towards, like, interesting characterization, and also, I don't know, I think that this is an interesting twist. Talia didn't do this with the intent of, like, aggrandizing herself.
Of course not.
Or, like, gaining any kind of power.
No.
Like, she didn't do this move with the of like, oh, this will be the thing that makes me first marshal.
No, because it was the right thing to do.
Yes. She thought she was going to go to jail. She thought she was going to get executed for treason.
Because that's why it was the right thing to
do. Yes. Like, she was
That's what makes it actually the right thing to do, is like, I'm going to do this thing, and I am fully prepared to pay the consequences of a thing that I know is wrong, but I'm going to do it because it is the thing someone has to do.
Because they were hurting her beloved city. And she was absolutely willing to put herself on the line to protect it.
Okay, I'm not need to shut the fuck up about Discworld. She is Sam Vimes, Lord Veterinary. Like, you have that bold letter of the law, but simultaneously the person who's, I'll cross that fucking line. Someone has to cross that. Sometimes you have to. That's the other thing, right? Is sometimes you do have to cross that fucking line. Someone has to.
Yes.
Listen, Snuff isn't a good book, but the butler killing that guy, someone fucking has to. But you can't. The real world doesn't work that way, because you can't have someone has to, because then everyone does. But that's the other thing in Discworld is so good, because you have so many people who do think, well, I can do what I want because it's right, and that's like the balance. It's almost like the answer is, you gotta have good people and bad people both willing to cross that line, and that's why you keep balance. It'll never be a perfect world. No. We're just trying to keep it from falling apart. Damn.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
No, it's really good. Basically, the only thing that spares her from, like, the legal consequence of what she does is that, like, in the wake of that, both Aventus Firestrike, who is the like personal envoy of Hammerhal, he's a Stormcast Eternal who lives permanently in Hammerhal. Who was he's on the council. He was at the council meeting where that happened. And it
kind of helps if one of God's literal angels probably has your back.
And Lord Commander of the Hammers of Sigmar, Bastion Carthalos.
So it's like if one of God's angels and George fucking Washington has your back.
Yep. Listeners will remember Bastion was the guy who held the gate against Archaon at the Battle of the Burning Skies. He's the, like, cool Stormcast that has one of the grand bolts embedded in his soul.
My bad. Two of God's angels. One of them is Captain fucking America.
Yeah. Bastion was not at the meeting, but in the wake of the, like, killings, like, argument.
Probably a lot of
Yeah. arguments start
Damage control.
to break out. Like Aventus is initially like, what the hell is going on? Like, we can't have that. And like the spy master that Talia recruited to like help her with the scheme is like, no, like we have conclusive evidence and stuff. And Bastion, like,
I love the fact that Talia really knows her own ability. She's like, I can take out 3 of them, but I
Yep.
can't do 4 all by myself. I'm gonna need some backup.
Bastion lightning bolts in from Azir into the council chambers, which has an open skylight so that Stormcast can do that. And basically says like this corruption was a thing that was on like the radar of like officials, and like we were going to do something about it. But Talia acted like decisively, and we are in a like position where that kind of decisive action is what we think like the city needs, what we think like the like effort to like reclaim the realms needs. And so Bastion is the person who promoted Talia to first march.
That's crazy. She walked in there prepared to have 4 people dead in that room by the end of the thing, and then she's like, and then I will be executed for treason, but I will protect my goddamn city. And then that's so... Listen, it's real fucking... And then fucking one of God's angels, who is also Captain America, showed up and promoted you. It's real cool, guys.
It's real good. Again, not to further the like Sam Vimes comparisons that I definitely did not write into my notes, but that are just coming to me as we're discussing her.
It's right there.
Like I said, the political like obligations of the first Marshal of Hammerhall hates it. Does not want to be does not want the like nobility, doesn't want the like political machinations, hates attending council meetings, but just like when people can't find Talia, they just look for her Manticore, and she's usually like in the barracks playing like cards. Like she's just because she's a soldier to her core. Like she came up through the Akshian military. She's a soldier to her core, and she wants to like be with the troops. Like I said, that's why she sneaks extra packs of cards and cigarettes into like which is so funny because she's in charge of the like supply shipments, but she does go out of her way to physically like palm them into the like cards and cigarettes into the supply shipments.
She could just include that in the goddamn orders.
She could, but
this means
more interesting to I like it as a character element that she does not feel that it would be a good like official use of the city's funds, but she does feel strongly that's what the soldiers need. Like that is an interesting line between, like I said, that she loves Hammerhouse so much. It is her city. She'll do anything to defend it. And also like recognizes the humanity of the troops that are defending it. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's such an interesting,
because they're here to do the same thing she wants to do.
Yes. Also, the heads of the council members that she killed are on her palanquin.
I was wondering.
Yep.
I was like, is this another reliquary thing? Like, what is this?
Nope. Kind of. Like, they are treated as reliquaries, but it is like an opposite reliquary, where like a reliquary is a part of a saint. It's a thing that you're keeping around because it's implied like holy connection.
Like blessed,
This is still like, this is a preserved body part as a reminder to what happens to people who betray Hammerhell, right? Like
That's so fucking cool.
That old time religion. Like,
yeah. Oh. Hey, she's really fucking cool.
Right? Talia rips. Yeah, she loves her like she can be found at the like bar after military campaigns and stuff, like drinking with the rank and file, playing cards, throwing dice. She hates interacting with the officers cast. Like she's basically never in the like officers quarters where they're doing the like, oh, we're talking like politics and here we're the noble families of Azir and we're doing like we're talking shop and stuff, and she's like, why are like we're off campaign, go play cards, go hang out with the troops.
Do you have a hobby?
Yeah, right.
Where are your friends?
She makes no effort to hide her disdain for Azirian command, right? Like that thing we talked about in the first episode where the upper command of the army is often filled with like Azirian officers, not even as like a de jure, like only Azirians can hold command positions, but just to like.
But usually only Azirians are in command positions.
Yes, all the military colleges are on Azir, so like, we're just picking the best person for the job. There's no like.
It's like it's all about merit based, but it's weird how all the merit seems to come from the same place, doesn't it?
Yep. And so she no hiding for that disdain. She has actively campaigned for more native Axians to be in like Hammerhall's militia and
Yeah.
like command structure,
Yeah.
and more Xerians to serve in the rank and file.
Yeah.
Because if we're actually all in this together, then we need to all be in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, the idea that the Realmborn should be first in line for matters of leadership because they're the ones who are actually putting everything on the line when like decisions go bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a Realmborn can't afford to make a decision that sacrifices like a flank for some like minor like strategic gain.
Mm-hmm.
They know those people.
Yeah.
Like, she's also the person who officially changed Hammerhall's official colors from Azerian blue and gold to Axian red and gold.
Yeah.
Like, that's her. Yeah. Like I said, she's the like Axian person. Like, it rips. We have an excellent instance of Ludo narrative on her model, which I adore. So her like actual miniature kit.
Uh-huh.
You can give her.
I found the Gargoylean.
Nice.
Everyone,
Yeah.
everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. There is a Gargoylean.
It's good, right?
So sorry. Please continue.
Her actual like miniature kit, you can put one of 4 weapons in her hand, which is often a thing on like Warhammer kits. Like that's usually like, oh, this guy has a spear or a sword, or the orc blacksmith guy can go into battle with either his like sword that breaks magic or his tongs that makes his smithing better, that kind of thing. None of Talia's weapon options change her actual like game stats.
She's just equally good with all the things.
She's equally good with all the things, and it's representative of, because the reason she has 4 weapons is because they are the weapons of those council members she killed, and they represent like different aspects of like the culture of the city, which is not like they represent the like the different political powers of the city that do not matter to Talia. She is the first marshal. She is using them for their like utility. The fact that they had prior like importance in this like political world that she does not engage with is literally meaningless to her.
Fascinating.
Right? And that's, like I said, that's good Ludo narrative, the mixing of gameplay and narrative.
Yeah.
Like, that's good Ludo narrative because it's like, yeah, Talia is just using this as a weapon. It doesn't matter to her what it like represents, because to her it represents protecting her city.
Yeah.
A thing she's going to do no matter what she has. Yes.
Yeah.
Last big thing about Talia. So that's where Talia is. I haven't read. She has 2 books, and I have not read the second one.
Okay.
But I want to because she's great.
She's great.
But Talia is definitely like our rising star in like the city's like narrative. She's learning lessons. In the first book, she kind of learned because she grew up mostly around humans. She's figuring out like human military stuff mostly. In the first book, she gets to do a little bit of like, oh, being the first marshal of Hammerhall means I'm the first marshal for everybody, including like people who come here for refuge, including like elves and dwarves and like all that. Like, I have to learn to be like, if I'm going to love the city, I have to love all of this city.
Oh, good.
And that's a cool narrative moment for her. I understand the second one. It's like, she's also starting to expand that scope from like, oh, being the first marshal of Hammerhall means I'm protecting my city. But if I focus too much on just protecting my city, then I might like blind myself to the needs of like people adjacent to it, like the larger goal and needs of like progress on reclaiming the realms and like protecting everyone. Like, we don't want to be one spot of light in the darkness because I neglected to like help others.
Damn, that's cool.
Right. She's going through a great arc.
Oh, I love that.
But the last thing we got to talk about, obviously, is Talia Steed.
Yes, please.
The Manticore Infernadine.
Infernadine.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
He's so cool. Talia personally tamed Infernadine.
Okay.
We don't get any details on that, except that it takes great willpower and a natural affinity for authority to tame a manticore. Yep. I like to think that she found him as like a cub or like a juvenile manticore and like trained him that way. But yeah, loyal to a fault.
Just like this angry little feral cub.
Yeah. During the eve of 4 killings, she like kicks in the doors of the council chambers, and then Infernadine just like cat plants himself in the doorway so no one can leave.
Yes!
Because he can't fit through the doors.
So he
but
just
he's
sits
just gonna,
there, wings fucking out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, Talia and Infernadine fight in tandem in battle. Like, he's well trained as like a military beast, and also just like a good pet in that way that like, yeah, like Talia and him are just on the same wavelength. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, he's neat. He can breathe fire because he's a manticore. His tail is venomous.
Because it's scorpion tail.
Yeah. So he's got, like I said, Talia's got him trained in like military combat where he'll like jump up on a big beastie and like sting it with his tail so that Talia can get good attacks in, right? Like, they're great.
That's
big fan.
Excellent.
Just imagine, like I said, that one crusade that she started going off with and then had to return to Hammerhal to defend it. Just imagine, like, Infernadine, like, turning around and, like, taking wing to, like, fly back to Hammerhal, like, rips.
Tight as hell. That's so cool.
Right?
She's so cool.
She's so cool. That's Talia, and that is, after 3 episodes, Cities of Sigmar.
Nice!
Like, I'm sure, I talked before, there's some, like, catch-up work episodes I want to do about like stuff that's come out in the past that came out like after we recorded our episodes for that, like Skaven stuff and whatnot. I'm sure we'll do more city stuff once we actually get the book with our new like wizards and the Cogfort and stuff, and I'm sure there will be lore developments and stuff we'll want to catch up on. I'm sure new stuff will be happening with Talia. That'll all be great. Very excited for that. But for the time being, that's where we are with cities. Like, we got.
This was fun. I like this series of episodes. I like all of our episodes. This is like really fun. You did a good job breaking up the vibes and still making it feel interconnected. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun talking about it. Like it was daunting getting to the notes, and there was still so much we could go like way deeper on, but like. It's not like,
you can't. Not done.
No. We got other stuff to talk about. Speaking of other episodes, we talked about this what feels like so long ago.
Was it in the first or second episode?
Yeah, first or second episode, and then it was like a crazy pipe dream.
Was it a pipe dream or was it a joke?
It was maybe a little bit of both.
It was a bit.
It was
a threat.
It was me looking at our Spotify numbers after every upload and being like, hell yeah. Like four people listen to us.
Yeah. Wasn't that
Excellent.
fun? Isn't that great?
That's super
it's so
cool.
nice not to be screaming into the dark.
Yeah. So anyways, in that episode, I joked that when we hit 40,000 downloads, we would do a 40K episode. And at time of recording, we're probably in the like 45K range.
And we didn't forget.
No.
And I eventually joked that, and I'll do the episode.
Yes.
I'll research the episode. Y'all. Someone go back in time and shake her. Hey, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
What the hell? I do a lot of podcasts and have done a lot of podcasts for 6 years. And this is the one people listen to the most.
Oh.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all
so much for listening. You should listen to Darian's other podcasts. They're really good.
Thank you. They're very different. And also, like, I get, like, people are going to listen to a thing because it has, like, the interest. Like, the other major podcast I do is in a very, very crowded space. So there's a lot of different options for, like, Mythology and Percy Jackson fans to find. So, like, I get that. And then I imagine, I understand the space is a lot emptier for Warhammer podcast, specifically an AOS lore-based show. And clearly, there was a craving. There was a hunger. There was a thirst. There was a 40,000 download thirst. And now Darian is going to dive into the deep, endless galaxy of a 40-year-old tabletop war game. Dalton is, for the record, Dalton's like, hey, if you don't want to, like, I'll do it. I'll take it over multiple times. Like, not because he thinks I can't do it, but, like, literally because he's a good friend. And I'm like, no. Oh. I want to do this. So understand, like, I want to do it. I'm going to. It's just me telling you all, this is how much I appreciate you all so very much for choosing our show, spending your time with us, and also, like, spend your time with us while enjoying the activity you love. Yeah. Hey, that color palette looks great. Yeah. On that mini you're working on, wow, that brushwork, you know what? You have improved so much over just the course of the last year, and I hope you're really proud of how far you've come.
Me too.
And how far we've come.
Yes.
Right. 40,000.
Right. I think this is like our second year.
That feels right.
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah, thank you for being here with us, and tune in 2 weeks for the Bad Moon's Orbit does the 41st millennium.
for I guess we are a 40K podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely it. For the time being, I have been your collegiate battle mage, Dalton Montgomery.
I'm Darian Smart, and I am not Daredevil.
Take care, y'all.
Bye.